everyone, Chris here, and welcome to my channel. As you can see by my setup, it's time to play Phase 10 Chooses My TBR. So it is already that time again, which means it's time to figure out what I'm going to be reading in the month of April. I finished my phase last month, so that's why we have a blank board. I am trying to do less in April, so I'm only doing one major readathon, which is my own, Phase Out Your TBR. I will link the announcement video for Phase 9 in the cards above, but this is a readathon that is loosely based on my TBR game, and the idea is to phase out one of your TBRs, and I'm working on my series TBR, so I will also link my TBR for that readathon in the cards above as well. The only other one that I'm looking at is the 72-hour round of Fabling, which is hosted by Margaret from the Word Nerd. I will link the details for that in the description below. It is the 25th of March, so I don't anticipate seeing any last-minute readathon announcements that I will be doing in April. So hopefully it'll be a much chiller month. There are a few other things I need to mention. One is obviously Buzzwordathon. The word this month is animal. And so I'm going to read Amelia Fang and the Trouble with Toads, as toads are animals. This is the 7th and final book in the Amelia Fang series, and I'm very, very excited to get to it. And for the Buzz cover prompt, it is also animal, and while I could double up, I've been trying to use those to bring down my physical TBR. So I will be reading Warriors graphic novel, The Prophecies Begin #2, because as you can see, there's a cat on this cover. The two other things I'm going to mention is that I'm still doing my buddy read of the Warrior series with Omi, and we'll be getting to Rising Storm, which is book 4 in April. If you'd like to join us, the Discord is linked in the description below, and you can hop in. There is still plenty of time to catch up, and there are tons of Warriors books, and since Omi is liking the series, I would assume we're going to continue on with this after we finish the first arc, so I am absolutely loving my reread, so plenty of time to join in if you'd like to come join us. I should also mention that March and April we were working on the Well of Ascension in my Cosmere read-along that I'm doing with a handful of people in my Discord. Again, link is in the description below. You would have the rest of April to read the Well of Ascension, and then we will be doing book 3, which I believe is like the Hero of Ages, in May and June, so there's still plenty of time to join us if you'd like. And I have one more, not necessarily read-along, but could absolutely be a read-along, but I wanted to mention that I was doing it. And that is Nevermore, The Trials of Morgan Crow. So I am planning on reading Nevermore in April, Wondersmith in May, Hollowpox in June, and Silverborn in July, because Silverborn comes out at the end of June in the United States. So if anybody would like to join me and read along with the Nevermore books, whether it's a reread or your first time, let me know, and I will create a channel in my Discord where we can talk about the books as we read along, and talk about our first impressions of Silverborn when we read it, at least for me, in July. That being out of the way, I can get into my nonfiction of the month, and I chose When the Earth Was Green, Plants, Animals, and Evolution's Greatest Romance by Riley Black. In When the Earth Was Green, Riley Black brings us back in time to prehistoric seas, swamps, forests, and savannas, where critical moments in plant evolution unfolded using the same scientifically informed narrative technique as in her award-winning The Last Days of the Dinosaur. So I'm very, very much looking forward to this. It sounded exceedingly interesting, and I'm hoping I learned something by reading this. Which brings me on to this. Again, there are a lot of papers in here that no longer belong in here because I have been smashing out some series. And I have definitely added some. I've started a few of them have gotten new book releases, so we're going to see what I can get out of this jar this month. Given the amount of books on my TBR, we are hoping for books that I'm already planning on reading. Green. Going in this corner for this one right here. Another green. We'll go for this back corner over here, and I've pulled out a red. I feel like my papers are like very often green and red, which is weird. Let's see. Our first series is Mrs. Claus, because what I wanted to read was a Christmas cozy mystery in April. Let me go see if I have access to the second book. So the second book in this series is Mrs. Claus and the Halloween Homicide, so not Christmas, just Halloween. Because again, totally what I want to be reading in April. I do not remember much about the first book, so this is going to be interesting. I can get the ebook through the New York Public Library, and I can honestly say, I think if I did not have any access, it is not a series I would be invested enough in to by, so I'd have just DNF'd it. So this will be my test. Either this is going to tell me I want to continue the series, or I'm going to DNF it. Either way, I'm going to make some sort of progress on it. So we'll have a decision either way at the end of April. So not the worst thing that could have come out of my jar. Our second series is the Grilled Cheese Mysteries, which is another cozy mystery series. Let me see if I have access to book 2 of this one. So the second book in this series is No Parm, No Foul. And this is another one where I can tell you I don't remember the details. So I've actually requested book 1. So we're going to reread book 1 and then read book 2. I would much rather something like that come out of my jar than Robin Hobb right now. So 2 cozy mysteries that equal like probably around 600 pages is, again, far better than an adult chunky fantasy. So we'll take it. We're going to see if this is a series I want to continue. So right now my TBR jar seems designed to try to get me through some series that I was a little unsure whether I wanted to continue or not. And series number 3. This one's nice. Fabled Stables. The book I'm on in this series is the third one and most recent one, so this is Belly of the Beast. This is an early middle grade series that follows Augie, who works at the Fabled Stables and helps rescue like one-of-a-kind animals. It is really cute, really fast. It's got lots of illustrations. It's like 81 pages, so I'm good with this. This is like the perfect thing that could come out of my jar. I'm not going to put any of them back in because I'm going to evaluate whether I want to put the Mrs. Claus series or the Grilled Cheese Mystery series back in my jar. And if I read Belly of the Beast, I'm caught up, so it doesn't need to go back in. So we're going to take these papers and I will save them in a safe spot and put the lid back on or dump it on the floor. So we're going to put the lid on because I literally just dumped this on the floor. That's the first time I've ever done that. You want to talk about papers everywhere. Wow. Well, they're definitely mixed up now because they were all over the floor. So I believe I've gotten all of them. They're back in here and I can put this away until it's time to do May's TBR. So with that out of the way, it means we can get to this. And I can tell you that as of right now, this is the only book left on my TBR and I'm 1000% planning on finishing it. I'm planning on picking this up tonight. So that means I get to pick a reward and the top card is a wild. I can put it wherever I want. And I have to do it blind because I'm going for a set of 5 and a set of 3 because it's phase 10. And I have no idea what my numbers are going to be. Oh. Also, let's hope that's the only wild I get throughout this whole entire game. I am feeling yellow 9. Don't ask me why. I just am. And we're going to go with this one. So because I finished my TBR, I have a reward on the board. I was just going to try to slide that in the deck. It did not work. And now I'm dropping one of those. This is lovely. And I found another piece of paper. This is making me a little nervous. I have dumped the TBR jar on the floor. I have dropped a prompt on the floor. Is this the kind of chaos I'm in for during April? And we are obviously going to slot the wild back into the deck because it would not be fun for all of you if I had no abilities to draw any wilds. I think y'all like the idea that I might have to draw them. Not to mention, I'm going to pick 10 cards here in a second. And they are going to be my phase. So I would definitely like some wilds there because then that gives me a lot of agency. So we're going to give this one more fancy shuffle. And then a couple like this. So that you all can see I'm absolutely mixing these cards up, and we'll put them back here. And we're going to draw my 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm running out of room here. 9 and 10. Well, I'm definitely going for 6s, that's for sure. I'm going to get these up on the board, and I will be back with you in just a second. So as you can see, we're back, and I already have my set of 5. I did not realize I had pulled 5 6s. This is like unheard of. Ideally, I'm going to pull an 11, an 8, or a 7 and not have to go for my 4s and 3s because I want the ability to use a green 4 and a green 3 as a reward, which I can't do if I were to pull them first because obviously the goal is to finish my phase before just taking rewards. I should also mention I still have a stack of rewards. So I have a no punishments next month. So if I don't finish my April TBR, I won't need to put a punishment on the board. I have Avoid a Wild. I can combine 2 prompts. And I can remove 1 book from my TBR. And I get the feeling that unless the prompts are really, really nice to me, I may turn in several of my rewards this month because I am behind on my March TBR, like my overall plans for March. And April is already loaded, especially with me trying to continue series as I get into them. So we're going to see how this goes. And we're going to do draw number 1, which is a green 10 and a reward. Wow. Right off the bat. My reward is Stop TBR. Well, this is the most chaotic game I've ever played. Honestly. I know there was a month, the last time I got this, Aaron, again, thank you for that reward. I had gotten Green Glass House for the first prompt and then pulled it on the second. This is the first. I will have 0 prompts to fulfill for my May TBR. Like, I already get a reward for May. 100,000% get a reward for May. Wow. Just wow. Well, I am completely speechless and baffled right now. There are so many books I need to get to that I was planning on reading. Obviously, you should 100% check out my Phase Out TBR because that has now become a massive, massive priority. And I might actually be able to get through them all because I literally only have to add the books that came out of my series to continue jar. Wow. I am like shocked. Y'all are going to see the size of this video and wonder what happened. So as it stands right now, I've pulled out my laptop here and I've got my spreadsheet pulled up among many, many other tabs, but I thought I would give you a look at how it's shaking out right now. So having added the books that came out of my TBR jar and the books that I hoped to get to in the month of April, I'm currently needing to read 13,851 pages, which breaks down to 461 pages a day. Which admittedly is better than last month. However, books I am not prioritizing currently in March that will like 99.9% be going on my April TBR as another 3,024 pages. So if we add 3,024 pages to that total, I would need to read 562 pages. Which is probably not doable. And as it stands right now, the ones I'm hoping to read and not have to move over is still another 5,156 pages, which means to finish those books and not have to roll any of them over, I need to read 738 pages every day for the rest of March. So you can see why I am extremely ecstatic by what just happened. I needed that reward so badly. So this is me not complaining. I'm going to enjoy this break from Phase 10. I'm sorry that y'all didn't get to see me play this, but again, check out my Phase Out Your TBR video. It is very, very similar, and that game was not nearly as kind to me, but I believe that's all. I'm still very, very flabbergasted. I look forward to seeing you all in May when I cannot get the Stop TBR reward because it will not be added back into my deck until June. So there is 0 chance I will be not playing my game next month. But I'm not gonna lie, really enjoying the break this month. All of my social media is linked in the description below if you'd like to come chat with me. If you've made it this far in the video, leave me lucky related emojis, considering I got all the luck right now. Like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!